Hey, what's up friends? So last week was my first day CrossFit anniversary. Exactly 1 year ago I started doing CrossFit and I wanted to share some valuable lessons I've learned this year. You ready? Number 1. Okay, before I tell you what it is, I want to share a quote that really opened my eyes and changed the way I look at things. And the quote is, "A flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms." Let it sink in for a moment. When I read this quote, I was like, whoa, that's so true. Probably one of the most important things in CrossFit, but also in other aspects of your life. Stop comparing yourself to other people. I remember in my first few months, I was like, whoa, everyone is doing some amazing things here. I realized how far behind I am, and it was a bit discouraging. Looking at someone else's results or life really has no benefit. Instead of worrying about what others are doing, focus just on improving yourself. It doesn't matter if they're lifting heavier weight than you or they're running faster than you. Don't be afraid to scale. Ask your coaches for help with scaling so that whatever you do is appropriate for your fitness level. Think about it. Does it really help you progress if you look at other people and how they're doing all the time? I don't think so. Instead, compare your past to your present self. What are you doing today that you couldn't have done 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago? What are you able to do now that you couldn't do a year ago? You can only control how you will improve and perform. Focus on what you can do to achieve your goals. What do you need to do to grow and become a better athlete? And the next time you see your friend PR a very heavy snatch or someone squats twice their body weight, it's okay to be inspired by that. It's okay to think that's impressive, but the next thought you should have is, now what's my next step? What can I do to become better? I realized that I don't want to be like anyone else. I want to become the best version of myself. Number 2, mobility, mobility, mobility. Many people who are new to CrossFit may have led or are leading a sedentary lifestyle. When a person joins a CrossFit gym for the first time, usually he or she is not a professional athlete or gymnast. And in our day-to-day life, we're not moving in our full range of motion anymore. But then we expect our body to get to these ranges when we train. Even if you're pretty active, going to the gym, lifting weights, I was guilty of that too. Coming from the bodybuilding world, I thought, hey, I have some experience. I was lifting weights and barbells, so how hard can it be? Let's do this thing. And then you try to press or snatch, and you hear all these weird noises coming from your shoulders. Or people can't get to a deep squat because we're not getting to these ranges of motion anymore during our day. We sit on a chair all day. So your hip flexors are tight and your hamstrings are short. I see a lot of people training at the gym, and a lot of bodybuilders too, with major limitation in shoulder or hip mobility. Their joints aren't being used to their full potential. And people are not aware of that, or they don't really care either. They just want to get big or look toned. I was lacking mobility too. I was so tight, and I would suggest to anyone, but especially if you're starting CrossFit, to focus on your mobility and range of motion, especially in the first year, because this is the base, the first floor of the building of the body you're going to build. You gotta make sure this is in place. You gotta have the foundation in order for you to have a stable and strong body, which will function properly later when you put it under a lot of stress and load. Our joints require regular movement and usage to maintain health and mobility. Number 3, mental toughness. Mental toughness is not something we're born with, it's something we develop over time. What CrossFit has taught me is the idea that the body can always do more than you thought. I found myself a lot of times during a workout thinking, why am I doing this? This is horrible. This workout is disgusting. And your body is totally exhausted, and when you think like you don't have any more, like you can't move anymore, you go look for a different source of energy. Right here, this thing right here is the only thing that will keep you going or make you stop. You will be surprised at what you're actually capable of doing as you get mentally tougher. something I learned from my mentor is that it's not about getting out of your comfort zone, it's about stretching your comfort zone, taking small steps. Because most of the time, getting way out of your comfort zone might not be doable. Let's say that you drink 5 cups of coffee a day and you want to quit drinking coffee. Now, quitting coffee completely might not be so sustainable. After 1, 3, or 7 days, you will go back to your old habit. But if you take smaller steps, drinking 4 cups of coffee for a few days, then going from 3, then 2, and so on, you're more likely to succeed in the process. Mental toughness is built through small wins. You know, even doing this video right now, I'm stretching my comfort zone. I wasn't born with a natural talent to be in front of the camera, but so what? So I'm developing it over time. And something I really liked in one of the lectures at the Crossfit Invictus Athletes Camp, they talked about embracing failure, embracing bad days. Don't fear failure, because you will fail again and again and again and again and again, but eventually you'll succeed, because each failure presents a new opportunity to dig in, to research, to learn and overcome that obstacle. And you become a better athlete, a better person in the process. Number 4, patience. Patience is another crucial factor of training success. Now, when I'm talking about patience, I think it's mostly important in 2 things. So the first one is having patience in learning new skills. Sometimes it takes a long time to learn a skill that you're working on, and if you have specific personal goals that you want to focus on, you will need to work outside of the regular group classes. And the second point is having patience with your body's ability to recover and adapt. People tend to only base their training on muscular fatigue. If you go to the gym, you see the average person start lifting weights, and the next week you can lift a heavier weight. Muscles adapt pretty quickly to stimulus. However, in CrossFit, I learned pretty quickly that it's not just about having strong muscles. We have a lot of skills that require strong connective tissues and adaptation of the nervous system, of course. Muscles are far better at adapting to increased loads. Growing muscle doesn't take so much time. Connective tissue typically takes a longer time to adapt to the increase in loads. Developing strong ligaments and tendons requires a lot of patience and discipline. So being consistent and patient is the way to get there. You can't rush it by training more or eating more. Number 5, the power of community. Huge part of CrossFit is the supportive community aspect. Whatever country I went to, the people are always motivating and encouraging, even if you don't really know them or you just met the person for the first time like 30 minutes ago. In CrossFit, people celebrate others' victories as if they're their own, and they're genuinely excited for them. It's one of the most supportive communities I've ever been into. And I think this is one of the reasons why CrossFit is becoming more and more popular, because people actually enjoy coming to work out. I personally know a few people who don't like training at the gym by themselves. They say it's boring or they just don't enjoy it. And when they started CrossFit, they became addicted and they started seeing results and getting better and healthier. If you're working toward achieving a goal that you have by yourself, you're not gonna get the same push as you would if you had a group of people surrounding you and cheering you on. And it's true for everything in life, whether it's training, changing your diet, business, health, building confidence, or developing other skills, changing the world, whatever it is. Number 6, it's the little things that matter. Sometimes it's not about not being strong enough or about patience. Sometimes you have to fix a few little things in your technical form. And that's why it's so important to have someone watch you or even take videos of yourself and ask your coach to give you feedback. An example to that, I've been to the Invictus Athletes Camp last month, and I was stuck with my snatch for a while. With a few small tips and tweaks, I PR'd my snatch that day. And a bonus one, number 7, bruises sometimes may be part of your daily outfit. You just get used to it. And the hands, of course. The moment that they become soft, you realize that you haven't been to the gym for a while, or you just haven't been working out hard enough. Hope you enjoyed this video and took some notes to yourself. Thank you for letting me be part of your day. If you have anything you want to add, maybe things you've learned, write them down in the comment section below. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video.